Earlier in January, I purchased a lot off of eBay from eBay seller Insecurity, who had 5 1-pound bags of foreign coins. His pictures were not very good. I opened it up on this channel and I found that, well, I called it the good, the bad, and the ugly, but the good was so good that it made the whole thing worth it. And so I was not sure whether or not I was going to buy another lot from him, but he put one up and said, "This is my last one." So I thought, well, if there's ever a chance to buy it, here it is. So we're going to have 5 different videos. I'm going to record them all in one day, but each video is going to be me opening a 1-pound bag of coins from this eBay seller, and I really don't know what's going to be in here because his pictures were not good. They were not very sharp, and you could not really zoom in on them. Pretty much the only thing he did in his pictures was to show off that it really was 1 pound worth of coins in every lot. And so let me crack this box open and we'll take a look at what's in the first bag. I will say he took my advice on something. I left feedback that I gave him positive feedback, but the last time it was not taped very well, and a corner was dented, a hole was in the box. Nothing fell out because there were 5 different 1-pound Ziploc bags in here, just like we have here. But I already see some interesting things. So last time I skipped through all the coins that I thought were very common, and maybe I'll do that again today, but if I don't, this might be too long of a video. So we've got an aluminum 5 francs, and I just got this out of the mailbox where it's been 40 degrees outside, and even this aluminum coin is cold. Those are pretty common. Looks like another of the same thing. Here is a Denmark 5-ore aluminum coin that I don't see very often. 1941 with Christian X on there. So I like that one. From the Philippines from 1989, we have a 2 peso with a palm tree. And that is, there are a lot of common Philippines coins, and I see this one occasionally. I'm pretty sure I already had that one, but still like that one. Here is our first very common coin, a German 5 Pfennig. Okay, here's one from Thailand. It's, I guess it's 8-sided, maybe 9-sided. It almost looks damaged, but I guess it is supposed to be that way. Let me pause and look this one up. All right, so this is going to be, this 9-sided coin, I had to go back and count it, is going to be a 5-baht coin from 1972, and this was the first 5-baht coin that Thailand produced, KM98, and I already had it. Next up, we've got a zinc coin from Belgium, 25 centimes. Here's a pretty standard Russian 15 kopeck, 1983. I should say Soviet. Queen Elizabeth, let's see, 5. That is from the Cayman Islands. So on the Cayman Islands, we have that shrimp. Another German 5 Pfennig. And another Thai coin. I saw one of these in a video I made just a couple of days ago. I think this is a 25 satang coin made out of brass. The German 10 Pfennig. 5 centavos from Mexico. There were multiple versions of the Josefa 5 centavo coin. This one's pretty small. We've got King George VI, King and Emperor of India. So we've got a 1/12 of an anna from 1939. This one's in really nice shape. From Bahamas, we have the 15 cents coin. A nice rounded diamond shape on that one. Okay, so here we've got, this is might be what I would call part of the ugly part of this, but kind of an interesting coins, but in, no ruined numismatic value because it's turned into jewelry. So in this case, at least they didn't poke a hole in the coin itself, and instead they just kind of soldered connector pieces to it. But let's see, this one here looks a lot like the last coin we just pulled up. So that one is a 1/12 of an anna, also from 1939. In the middle we have a 1 pice coin from 1944. Just nothing but decoration on that side. And then we have on the end here, we have another rounded diamond of a half an anna from 1944. So I'm probably gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do with those. Now that's interesting. This looks like a genuine, well, I couldn't tell if it's genuine. This looks like an actual antique. Not antique, an ancient coin. That's the word I'm looking for, an ancient coin on here. And I suppose something like that could be faked. I am not an expert on ancient coins, but can certainly see enough of the details. And I would even say this is a better ancient coin than anything else in my collection. I don't really target those, so I don't have anything that's particularly nice. But that's fairly interesting. What do we have here? We have a nice... Oh, that one's really nice. I see these all the time. They're usually beat up. This one might be good enough to replace the one that is in my personal collection. So that is certainly a nice coin. Next up, from the Philippines, we have a 25 centimo from 1995. Then during this era, a lot of the coins from the Philippines had this Central Bank of the Philippines, which was established in 1993. So that's not the date. The date is 95. Next up, another Philippines from about the same era, 1995, and similar back to it. Here's a 5 euro cent coin, and the country's going to be Greece. So I don't think I had this, the Greece coin, and to make it work with the Greece, they call it the 5 lepta instead of cent, since that was the coins they came off of. But that's kind of an interesting boat on here, and it's in nice condition, like most euro coins would be. I see one other uncirculated coin, a fairly common coin from the United Arab Emirates, 1. And their coins tend to have the 3 palm tree look. Next up, we have a common British new penny. And then back from the Philippines, we have a 50 centimo with Marcelo H. Del Pilar from 1984. Pilar, okay. This larger coin, oh, that is nice. Rhodesia, 1964. So this must have been a transition period from the old British coin system to the modern system. So they would probably, it's not as big as a crown. It's about the size of a half crown, but it's got the value of a crown of 25 cents or 2.5 shilling. Where they're probably notating here 2 shilling 6 pence, which is the same thing as a half a crown from 1964. I got to look up this one. This is the best treasure so far. Okay, this certainly was made during a transition period of 1964, where all of their coins had the before and after denominations. Rhodesia is now Zimbabwe, and this is KM4. This is a sable antelope. And I'm going to say that is book value 75 cents, but certainly a very nice coin, I would say. Next we have a coin with a hole in the head. We've got just a standard half penny, 1939 with King George VI. I spot another Philippines coin, Central Bank of Philippines. This one's going to be the 1 peso. This was very common Jose Rizal, 1995. Another Soviet coin, 20 kopeck, 1961. Another Philippine coin. This was back when the United States made their coins for them, 1944. And this is going to be 5 centavos. It's about the size of a nickel, but I would say it's thicker than a United States nickel. Next up, another coin from Thailand. Pretty sure I have this one. This one is pretty well worn. Next up, this is a very common Japanese 1 yen, modern. Okay, from Belgium, we have Leopold III, another World War II era coin, 5 francs. You don't see this one as often from a lot of their zinc coins, but 1941. Next up, from Mexico, this coin's in pretty good shape. It's a 5 centavos, and yeah, I almost never find one better than fine condition. So this one's a pretty good. That one might be a set upgrade. From France, this is a nearly worthless coin from France. A design that they used on about 3 or 4 different coins. Surprisingly, you don't see them all that often. But it's the 5 centimes from 1962, made out of stainless steel, so it looks still really nice. We've got a British 2 pence. That was pretty common. Next we have the, I'll say this one's in really nice condition, from Australia, 1966. We've got the 20 pence coin with a platypus, so pretty common coin, but I really like that design. And that one is another coin in great shape. Here is a Japanese 5 yen. Pretty common. Another of these India 1/12 of a pice, 1933. So, okay, this one is different than the last one because it's got the George V instead of 6, as we saw earlier. Here is a German Third Reich coin. Not particularly rare, but these collectors, World War history collectors, like picking these up too, so it has kind of a bigger audience. Here we have 10 Reichspfennig. Ooh, that one is very well worn. Can't see any details on this side, hardly any details. This one is going to be a challenge to figure out what that is. And the the details on this side are this coin's very smooth, but if you hold it in the light just right, you can see what's on here. That is probably going to be an Indian or an India territory or a princely kingdom, but I don't recognize it offhand. So I'm probably going to have to come back and make a video at the end, because if I stop and research this one right now, it's going to be bedtime before I probably find it. Here's a 2 new pence in really nice condition, but very common coin. We've got, let's see, 25 ore from Norway. Not quite as common World War era coin. 1944 in really small numbers on there. A very common tin ore from Sweden. The monogram of a G. 3 pence, 1954. From Queen Elizabeth early in her reign. Here's another coin so smooth you can't tell what it is. Oh, no. This was probably going to be a United States V-nickel. That's just so slick. Next up, from the Philippines, we've got a lot of Philippines in this bag. 25 centavos, 1966. If it was a 25 centavos coin that had the United States on this side, it would mean that it was made of silver, but this one is not. It almost has the color of a silver coin, but that's because they added a little bit of zinc to the mix. to give it a silver look, but it is not made out of silver. Here's an aluminum French coin, and this one's going to be just 1 franc from 1959. Common German 10 Pfennig. The 2008 1 pence. Nice and shiny, but it's still a common coin. Here we go, another 2 peso from the Philippines. So we saw an earlier 2 peso that was a little bit larger. This one is smaller than that earlier one. And Andres Bonifacio is the person on this coin from 1992. Mexican, another 5 centavos. That one's damaged with a hole. Let's see, British, Australia. Australia 1 cent, very common coin. French franc, very common coin, 1978. Modern 50 pence. And I do like seeing these in coin lots, because if you can see one of these in the picture, it's a larger coin, and it shows that they're not pulling out stuff that has good exchange value to it. So 50 pence is probably worth about 60 US cents. That's good to see. This one's going to be from Viet Nam, 1964. 10 dong. From the Arabic year 1300, this is going to be 25 halala from Saudi Arabia. Five new pence. They eventually shrunk that coin down a little bit. Here we have another euro. That's probably going to be a 2 euro cent. This one's from France. It's got a nice stylized RF on the right, showing kind of an actress's mask, I believe. I see another hold coin in here. No, it's not hold. It's just kind of dirty, but that's a Switzerland coin where they haven't changed the design in over a century. Next up, we've got a pretty common, I was going to say it's pretty common, but in 1982 they celebrated how they were having the, I guess it was the World Cup, but the U.S. or the International Soccer Championship. And that one's actually in pretty nice condition. Okay, we've got a common Bermuda starfish cent. Another from Saudi Arabia. This one's going to be 50 halala. Same year of Arabic 1300. Denmark 2 ore, another zinc coin from 1952. One of the rare countries to keep on using zinc in their coins after well after World War II was done. We've got 1 kroner from Norway with Olav V. Next, Philippines coin. Juan Luna, 25 centavos. A nice tour of Philippines coins. We saw that one earlier. Here is that is damaged as you can have of a wheat penny from the United States. Another 25 from Philippines. This one has a different back to it. Another British 2 pence. Another 5 Spain 5 pesetas from the 1982 World Soccer. Another of those. So that one is damaged. Here is the turtle from Cayman Islands. Has the poking his head out of the water to create concentric rings. That's nice. Next we have another Filipino 25 centavos, and there are a couple of variations of this depending on how many smoke rings are coming out of the volcano in the background. So that's one thing that the guidebook will point out. Another French franc. This one's different than the last one because it has I guess an axe on it and bent a couple of pieces of wheat. Next, this is going to be from Argentina, 5 pesos, 1963. with a nice sailing ship on it. Feel like I don't see that one very often. Here's another Third Reich Reichspfennig, one. 1942, I believe. And the next well-worn coin. We saw one of these earlier, a 5 centavos, but that one is overly well-worn. Here's a nice Taiwanese coin. Or is that one might be not Taiwan, but mainland China, as it has a throwback to the old spade coins, which they used, were actually in that unusual shape from at least 1,500 years ago. So this and a coin from the early 1900s that is paying homage to ancient Chinese coins. So that's kind of a neat piece of history they're remembering there. Got a 10 centavos coin with I am not going to be able to read the name on that one. Another slick V nickel. Another German 5 Pfennig. Here's a modern Austrian 1 shilling, fairly common, 1961. Okay, so here is a coin from Tanzania in 1966 with an ostrich. 20 centi. Also says Ishirini on it. Shame that one is well worn, but I may not have that one in my collection. Another Philippines 1 peso, where they have the peso. Here is a Mexican 1 centavo, so about as worthless as a coin can be. German 2 Pfennig. 25 from Philippines. Another Saudi Arabian 25 halala. We saw one of those earlier. Okay, here is a Canadian commemorative circulating penny for their centennial in 1967. They replaced the normal backs of all their coins, and the 1 cent has, I believe that's a Canadian goose. No, the goose was on the dollar, so I forget the name of the gull that is on the 1 cent coin from 1967. So their bicentennial, or their centennial coin. We have a 5 ore coin from 1973 from Sweden. Interesting how they had kind of an inset design on these. Sweden with the 3 crown design. Another from Thailand. I think we saw one of those earlier. This one might be a little bit better shape, but I already had it. Okay, when I saw this, I was hoping that this was going to be the 10 centavo Philippines coin that had silver in it from 1958, but we turned it over. It does not have the United States back to it, so not silver. 1 Pfennig from Germany. 1 Pfennig from Germany. Another from Rhodesia, and I still haven't left the page, so we've got another from there. 10 cent or 1 shilling. And since I've got the page open from 1964, flip it over, see the Queen Elizabeth again. Same series. This one is KM number 2 from Rhodesia, and they've got that, I don't know what is in that crest. I guess it looks like a pickaxe of some kind, and a lion at the top. There's 3 other coins in this set. I hope they all come in in this lot. So we've got another Saudi Arabia 25 halala. And here's yet a different Philippine coin, 50 centimos. So it has some kind of hawk on it, and with the scientific name of the hawk there at the bottom. And a name that I am not going to be able to realize or read. Marcelo I can't make that one out. Another slick coin. This one is going to be one of the earliest coins from the German Empire. Probably a 5 Pfennig from 1875. That's very well worn. One more Philippines 10 Centavos. There's a couple left in the bag. We've got a Norway 10 ore with the 7 monogram, 1957. See another George King Emperor, 1/12 of an Anna, like we started this video. And then our last coin is going to be something I don't see too often, a 5 Pfennig from 1917. Ooh. I'm going to have to pause this one and do a little bit of research. From the district of Bonn-Siegkreis, which was a part of Prussia, we have ourselves a Notgeld coin. So this was during around the time of World War I, where the German government was running out of the ability to produce coins. There was a coin shortage. Does that sound familiar? And lots of small regions produced their own coins. And this is they're people that collect nothing but these. And so I've got about 10 or so in my collection of these Notgeld coins. I wish it wasn't quite as corroded, but this is going to have a book value of $1.75. And so I didn't mention this earlier, but each of these bags costs less than $10. And so with the Rhodesian coins, that makes this first bag quite a winner. And see how close we can get to that. All right, if I can remember, I'm going to, here at the end, link to not only my Foreign Coin Showcase playlist, but also my playlist of the German Notgeld coin introduction. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.